What's up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another installment of Ask PJ Braun here at the Colonel's desk in the Blackstone Labs headquarters. And with us today, we have a very beautiful guest. Jessica Kiernan is here with us, and obviously Lord Braun. And we're going to be getting through some of the questions you guys have sent in today. We're going to do a little bit of banter, as we always do in the beginning. We were actually just talking about social media and some of the different avenues that you have to go down as an athlete or a content creator in the world of social media, and where you spend your time with the greatest return of investment.
Yeah, I mean, all of us are on social media. Jess, what do you use the most?
Lately, it has been Instagram, and I've been trying to get back on Snapchat, but
I hate Snapchat.
I feel like it just goes nowhere.
Where is Snap at now? You know what I mean?
Like, I guess people still use it. Like, I saw Mike the Compass just went to a meeting at Snapchat. So like influential people are still using it, but like the time with DJ Khaled and like the major key and all, like, that's long gone for them. Like,
yeah, I think there are certain people that are getting paid to snap
like
every day.
Snapchat, yeah.
And outside of that, I think that people have really come off of it a lot.
Well, I think, from just a regular person's perspective, not necessarily like a content creator or a business perspective, there was a point in time then where Snapchat gave you something that the other social medias didn't. And Instagram realized this and said, oh, well, we do the same thing now. And why would you didn't need to leave Instagram anymore to go to Snapchat to have stories. They were just already attached to the same people. You didn't have to think about, oh, well, this account name and that account name aren't the same. Which person is this? It was just all there. So like, tomorrow if Snapchat comes out with something that makes it cool again, then maybe it will. But I highly doubt they're ever going to do that.
Because Snap was pretty popular.
Very.
And then Periscope started, and Periscope was a really cool idea. And I was actually...
I remember you were killing it on
Periscope. I was
Periscope.
killing it on Periscope.
I was too.
And people loved it.
Yeah, it was good. But then Instagram all at once was like, all right, well, we're going to do stories.
Wasn't it Facebook that brought out Facebook Live?
Facebook
that
Live
killed Periscope.
And then now it progressed to where nobody really needed to get off Instagram.
Right.
But that also is a monster.
Yep.
It's a problem.
Yep.
It's a problem. Instagram's probably gonna somehow hear this and fuck with our algorithms.
No, they don't care, because they don't even listen to you on Instagram. So there's no way they're going to go to a podcast or a YouTube and then listen to somebody talk about
It's
them.
so strange to me.
They keep the rubber band around.
Yeah, it's
I essentially say around your balls.
It's so strange to me.
You can't do
because
anything
now
that can be seen.
I have people, I don't know if you've heard this, but I have people that they have their notifications of me on because they really want to see me when I go live, and they're not getting them.
Actually, now that you say that, I have not gotten a live notification for you in at least a week.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me
at least a week.
Super weird.
It's just another thing that they're doing algorithm-wise, just holding it back and holding it back and holding it back. So it just becomes more frustrating for everyone trying to create great content, put it out there, be seen organically, and it's not happening. And it takes so much time to create this content for people or for your brand, whatever, it's a lot to not be seen.
I just can't understand why they changed it this way, because I mean, I'm not inside, but I assume that everybody was making money.
From what I can kind of understand is just that in the same way that we just described, there was a point where Facebook was the big thing. And then Instagram slowly kind of crept into the limelight and the popularity. And even still now, like, my mom doesn't have an Instagram. My mom's never going to have an Instagram.
Does she have Facebook?
But my mom is addicted to Facebook.
That's that demographic.
That's that demographic. So, like, my mom could never figure out how to use the interface for Instagram. She'll, like, take the time to poke around on Facebook when they do an update and figure out how to do what she wants to do. But she's not going to take the time to learn Instagram. Yep. That's just completely out of the question for her. So... because of that, she's probably never going to make any other social media account ever. And when Instagram did things like, chopping out Snapchat, and then, when Facebook was the only one doing the lives and they killed Periscope, and then Instagram was like, oh, well, we're going to do lives and stories, and we're just going to take out Facebook and Snapchat all in one blow.
Yep.
Less and less people needed to leave Instagram, like you said. So now if 100% of the people on the internet are only using Instagram, and every one of those people is dumping money into Instagram for ads, it's so saturated.
Yep.
It's impossible for them to actually target anybody that wants to see your shit organically. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that you could see the shit that you say, hey, I want to see this without paying for it, when they have however many million people saying, I've got $3 to make sure that person sees this instead. Like,
but when we were generating a lot of ad content on Facebook, behind the scenes, we were seeing where our dollars were going, and we knew that it was working really well. And we have put money into Instagram ads that still weren't seen by people before.
Yeah, that's another thing that I will say about Instagram, is that if originally everybody only saw short organically because there were no ads, right? And people were making money and boosting the sales of their businesses and things like that. And then somewhere down the line, they started offering ads and started taking money for ads. Where does the time come where people just say, like, I don't care to be on Instagram because I can't actually see anything I want to see? It's just basically like going on to Walmart.com and a bunch of shit being shoved in your face that you don't really care to see.
I feel like it's already getting there. It's already happening. There's so many people I've talked to, even in art industry, who are just, they're like, we don't even care about Instagram anymore. We don't care if we post. We don't care if we're on top of it. It doesn't matter if we are. It doesn't matter if we're not. They're all kind of turning against it.
Right.
Essentially.
But you're very good on Instagram.
Right. I have my lulls. I go up and I go down.
How many stories do you think you do on an average day?
I try and do at least like 15 to 20.
Yeah, that's fucking
And
good.
I always try and do a live.
On a day, dude.
That's a lot.
Or I mean, I can try to do that many, but it just depends on how my day goes. What am I really doing? I feel like that would be
I think that people don't realize that you kind of have to do that to have success now.
You have to do the behind the scenes stuff, like something that just even driving in the car and like someone's got the camera holding just to show like a boomerang of you or something, or you're just like walking in the supermarket. People want to see the genuine way that you are. They do want to see that in between stuff, you know. But it's also too, those are the moments you have to think about recording, and then you have to actually do it, and then you have to do the tags, and then you've got to like make it look poppy and do a cool filter or what have you. Anything that's gonna be trending. And it's all
gotta write a caption.
It's like 20 minutes later, right? It's like a whole thing.
But if your brand is yourself, you have to do it. It's a full-time job. I'm gonna segue this into. We didn't really talk too much about who Jessica is. We just jumped right into talking about social media, and she posts a lot on social media. But I've known Jessica for a while now. She was with MHP, right?
No.
Gaspari. Somehow Fabian knew you.
Oh, Fabian, yeah. So I think I knew Fabian from when I went to the Arnold and I met him through friends. And it was certain gyms that I was connected with in North Jersey. And we just had a great friendship from there. Really genuine and, you know.
Well, Fabian was the one that introduced us.
Yeah.
And we went to Mexico last year, big event, which was a fun event. Actually, it was a little over a year ago, actually. But since then, you've had all sorts of stuff going on. You've moved more than once. Right?
Yes.
So give us the cliff notes of who you are, how you got into fitness, and then where you are now, which is the most exciting, I think. So
right, I think it's the most exciting. Well, let's see. I got into fitness when I was 14 or 15, and it started with like seeing Exercise TV. Remember that was a thing?
Yeah.
There was a channel, and I remember seeing Kiernan Fitness.
I loved her.
I did too.
Hot. You know she is.
I did too. She's so
super
gorgeous.
Hot.
So hot.
I think I'm actually for the first time
I'm in love with her.
Too young to know what that is.
I think so. Dude, I used to literally...
She was amazing.
I used to fucking, excuse my language.
I remember Bob Ross
Bro,
and all that
I used to wake up early before school and jerk off to Kiernan in the morning.
She's hot.
That's how hot she is.
She's
What's
like
her name?
Pam Anderson and
Tom.
Carmen Electra, like morphed into one.
Yeah.
Tiny boned, muscle, tan, the big hair, the makeup,
like little
the
Hawaiian
boobs.
chick, huge boobs.
Yeah, I even have her little tie shirt still.
Really?
Yeah, I
I know this lady.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Early mornings on TV.
Definitely rubbed it out to her before.
Yes. So
Shout out to Kiernan.
she was on, and I used to be like, I knew like I wanted to take care of myself and look essentially like that, in shape, beautiful, always done up. I mean, I loved that look. And I love Pam Anderson's look when she's like the 90s, you know, like tiny tone, ripped,
That's the
beautiful.
Best, man. I love that era.
Exactly. So she comes along and I start watching her and learning how to do the exercises. how to breathe right, how to put the hands, what's supinating me, just all these little things. So I started doing that, and then I got more into the fitness, and then it became the fitness magazines.
That's a very good athletic
image
for a woman to aspire to be someday.
She's amazing.
And this is what it sprouts.
Exactly. So then it became... So then it was the magazines. They came out. And then there was a couple of shows I watched where the girls were always taking care of themselves. Hair, makeup, nails, like all of it. Just always being on point. And I take pride in myself. And I'm a Capricorn, so I think Capricorns are always more like presenting yourself really well at all times. So that's me. Exactly. You get it.
Oh, shit.
So that was just what I loved and what I wanted to do. And then I loved how my body was responding. I loved what I was learning. I already knew about a lot of things. The magazines were really popular back in the day. So my goal was to always get on a magazine or in one. Just to prove to myself that I could. It wasn't a vanity thing.
This was in Jersey, right?
This was in Jersey.
Yeah.
And I just went from there. I started training with trainers. I started learning even more. And then I started training friends. And it became just this whole like cycle. So then they're like, you need to be a trainer. You're so amazing. Your body, your body, your body. So it became that. And then I became a trainer. And I always loved modeling. I started modeling when I was younger. My mom would always have the camera and making me pose. So that always was there. And the creative process of it.
So your mom was making you pose?
She was.
I like that.
She wanted me in Playboy. She's like, we're going to get you in Playboy.
That's
I'm like,
cool.
You're crazy.
It's
but yeah,
like,
I just remember that. It was back in the day when Playboy was a thing.
If you have like a son and you take him to like t-ball practice for the first time and he like cranks it out of the park. You're like, yo, this is the next Mark fucking McGuire. You better get to practice, boy. We gonna be rich.
My mom was that. She'd be like, all right, get on the couch and like do this and do that. But it wasn't anything like.
No, flick your hair to the left.
Yeah, she like flipped it to the left. She's like, all right, just give me a different eye. I mean, I swear to God, she's ridiculous.
That's great.
God bless her. So the modeling part of it too, when I got into that, was just my whole life. And I love doing it. I love being behind the camera. I love being in front of the camera. I love the creative process on both ends, and just putting out great, cool things. So that's where it started. And where am I at now? I'm in Florida.
you left out a portion.
Which part?
You went to California.
I did. I went to California.
Pursue. I always call it pursuing your fitness career, because I did it too. It's like a rite of passage.
I think you have to. I think you have to show up at Gold's Gym Venice, and you have to be in that environment, and you have to be around the people, and also get that. I feel like you have to get that stamp approval from a lot of people out there, and they respect you. But it's also getting your name out there and your image, and also seeing like if you already kind of have a following, how well followed are you when you get there. So it's pretty cool because a lot of people already knew me when I was there, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm into it. And I did have the rite of passage there, and I was told by like the old head major bodybuilders that are on those walls, like, you're family now, so you're one of us.
So you had a pleasant experience out there.
I did. But at the same time, LA was a lot. I love California. I lived out there many times over my life, and I chose California because it's like a home away from home. But doing the fitness part of it there was different.
Yeah. I hate LA, personally.
Yeah, I definitely hate LA.
Oh my God.
The traffic, and always in the car, and there's always like crackheads around.
There's just so many things that I don't like.
Yo, seriously, I grew up in a pretty shitty part of South Florida, like in a trailer park. Like, I've been in together here, no big deal. We went out to LA, and I was with Eric. It was me, Eric, and who were we with, Eric? And Sammy. Like, think about it. Like, Sammy's a pretty big dude. Like, I'm not like the littlest guy in the world. Eric's a fully grown, tall man. Like, between the three of us, like, I don't really think that we look like the kind of people that anybody would really try to mug, right?
Right.
So, like, we want to go to, like, Little Chinatown or Japan or some shit. And so he's like, yeah, it's just around the corner down here. He's like, I'm going to call an Uber. I'm like, if it's just a couple blocks away, why do we need the Uber? Let's just walk. He's like, well, it's through Skid Row. And I was like, oh, like the bad part of LA that everybody says is so bad and terrible. I was like, man, I'm from South Florida. I grew up in the hood. I'm not afraid of this little Skid Row shit. I was like, let's just walk.
Do this.
He was like, well, I'm going to call an Uber. And when you finally get there, if you get there, I guess I'll see you there. And I was like, true, it's that bad? He was like, yeah, just get in the Uber. So we get in the Uber, right? And like, I'm like, I want to see how bad this shit is. I got my window down, and like we turn a corner, and I was like, holy shit, I need to roll this fucking window up before I just get stabbed.
Oh my
Like, I thought somebody would just like
I'm literally gonna get stabbed. I'm gonna get murdered.
You got the money to have an Uber? Ah, that's it. I'm killing you.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay. That's the vibe I got.
It's like traveling outside the US.
It's like that over there.
Shady.
It's bad.
It is like that. I never felt safe in my car.
We were going down that road. There was a fire truck stopped with the lights on, and they were surrounded it like it was a scene out of a zombie movie. It was crazy.
And then in Venice Beach, like you're not safe in these little apartments that are right on the beach there.
Did you live on Venice Beach?
No, dear God, I would never. Because I would be thinking that someone's going to break in and kill me. Or one guy, I walked.
It's like fucking Vietnam.
Oh, it was awful. But one guy actually started chasing me. In coming off of the Venice Beach, like that whole walkway, and I was in between the apartments. You know, you're on the little main roads and cruising out, and I was walking back to the gym, and he started chasing me.
Was he shouting things at you?
Yeah, and I
what was he saying?
Ran so fast.
Maybe he was trying to just get some cardio in with you.
Nuts.
And he was just trying to holler at you.
Yeah, he was also. It was definitely hollering at me.
Yeah.
Slow down. So that was
Stop. Wait.
Definitely not my favorite. I couldn't wait to get out of there, and I just wanted to be comfortable, cozy in a place where I love the warm weather. I love palm trees. I hate the cold. If it's not California, then it would have to be Florida. And I grew up in Florida as well. So I always loved Florida. It was always my real first choice.
So now you're back to Florida.
I am back to Florida.
Wait a minute. I thought you grew up in Jersey.
I did, but my grandparents owned houses here in Florida. We owned hotels. They did the snowbird thing. And I always end up choosing California over Florida until this year.
Snowbirds.
And I said,
I was like, when she went to California the last time, I was like, oh, I don't know what the hell you're going to do out there. Although she was hanging out with our good buddy Haley Kate out there.
Yes, that's my girl. True. I love her so much. It's ridiculous.
She's hard to not love.
I was just messaging her, actually. We're always talking. Always. She's the love of my life.
She's good people.
I love her. Yeah. We need to get her on
Got those nice new big boobies now.
Yeah, thanks to me, by the way. You're welcome.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Surgery. Thanks to me. I was like, honey, I'm sorry. I love you. But yeah, and I'm like, you need to get boobs. And she's like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, no, you need boobs because I love you. I'm like, it just has to happen. So then I talked her into it. And then I said, no, you got to get bigger.
Yeah.
And she listened. She's like, I love you for telling me to do this.
Because the first doctor was telling her to do like 300 cc's, and I was like, it's not worth doing it.
No.
You're going to be so disappointed.
So disappointed. Afterwards. They're fabulous.
Yeah, her boobs came out really good.
They're fantastic. I know her surgeon. He's great.
I hope we cut this soundbite out so that Haley Kate, if she sees it, knows that Jessica and I both strongly approve your boobs.
We strongly approve of the boobs.
Don't think I don't approve of your boobs, because I do.
We all approve of your
boobs.
They're
great. All boobs are great.
She's the best.
Boobs are like pizza. All pizza is good.
Yeah.
I'm going to get mine bigger and better.
I also support that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mine are getting worked on soon.
Do you have a date set already?
I think it's in a few weeks.
Oh, wow. It's coming up soon.
I've got things happening.
How many cc's are you going to go to?
Between 6 and 750, I think.
750. Just go. What do you like, 500?
The doctor actually said I could do 7 to 8. He goes, you could actually pull that off.
Done correctly.
And
you already have the pockets.
So if the doctor tells you could pull 8 off, you should probably just go for 9.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right? Let's just do that. I'll just top lower. I want them to look really good. There has to be a good projection. They just have to be fixed a little, like to the look that I like. So I think that's a great size.
And what size do you say you have now?
They're like one's 450, one's 475.
Yeah, so you'll be very happy with.
I'll be so happy. We talked about this.
Yeah.
And
you said the doctor said you could go up to 8 and pull it off. What are you planning on doing?
Yeah, I was thinking like 750, like somewhere in the middle.
750 is what
600
Claudia
isn't much.
Stevens has, and her boobs are awesome.
Okay.
Right, and it depends. Like the shape has to be right. They have to make the pockets look good. So they got to work it out.
No, that'll be great.
And Claudia is a small girl.
That's what I was thinking in my head. Is she's a little bit smaller.
Jessica has broad shoulders. She can handle it fine.
Right.
I feel like maybe she's a little taller.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as long as they're like closer together, and like it's more that I prefer.
Yeah. The projection.
This entire conversation has been very hard for me not to stare at your tits.
It's very complicated.
Already got it all out of the way. Yeah.
Well, it's like it's okay, when you're talking about other shit, but then you start talking about boobs, and you're like,
It's like, well, how can I not? Yeah. I mean,
I feel like boobs are meant to be looked at.
It's like trying to hold yourself up on a pull-up bar. Like, how long can you do this?
You got it. You have
How
to
long
look.
can you strain your eyes in the upwards
like,
direction?
Don't stare at the sun. All right, I'm going to stare at the sun.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember when that eclipse, there was a solar eclipse, we were all in your house?
Don't
and
stare at it. We're all staring at it.
They said you can't, you can't look at it. We're like, well, there's like really thick glass.
Yeah.
I think we can, though.
We're strategizing.
I put sunglasses on.
Yeah.
I had like 4 sunglasses on at the same time, like looking up.
Yeah, we were like, so wait, if we put sunglasses on in the house and use our phones to reflect it, can we
You're supposed to like cut a hole in a box.
Yeah.
And like stand backwards. It's some whole like silly like procedure.
We are freaks here at Blackstone Labs. We don't care about injuries. We just look straight at the sun when there's an eclipse.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly
we did rationalize going blind that day.
We were like, let's just look at it for a second. Just 1 second can't hurt.
When's the next one?
Why is that so like fascinating for humans?
I don't know.
Being told you can't do something, even if it's going to hurt you, you're like, well, I want to try it.
Oh, I'll do all that one.
Don't tell me I can't.
I'll press the red button.
I want to figure it out.
I'm pressing
Tell me
it.
I can't do that.
I can
do what I want.
What if I'm the only one that can get away with it?
Maybe I like it.
I can do this.
Then usually afterwards, I'm a perfect example of afterwards being like, well,
I guess we shouldn't have done that.
I got what I deserved.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've been there
Yep.
many times with you.
Yeah. And you're like, oh shit.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yep. Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why I'm so exhausted right now. I don't want to waste time on the show talking about it, but this week has like
it's a rough week.
Been rough.
On the upside, I feel like your lip has stopped bleeding.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been bleeding.
It has.
So when I came in here today, I hadn't seen Jessica in like a year, and so I wanted to have like a perfect shave, and I didn't want to like scruff her like giving her a kiss. And so I was like taking my time, like shaving perfect, and I got too serious with it, and I sliced my goddamn lip
Such
open.
a gentleman that he slices lip for me.
Right.
So
I always try to make sure that like if I'm going to be
have.
like, giving a little smooch to somebody that I haven't seen in a long time, try to make sure my lips are nice and bloody.
Nice and bloody.
That's my agenda.
It was the perfect meeting after a year.
They can't resist it. It's like good cologne.
Right.
Yeah. And it wouldn't stop bleeding either.
Yeah.
No.
It would not stop bleeding.
The whole time.
So
Just don't worry about that.
It's been great.
I wore a red shirt to...
I've loved you guys. I've loved Blackstone since 2008, 2009 or something like that. I think it was back then. I knew about you guys from a long time ago, and I always loved the supplements in the company. It's crazy how long I've known of you.
Have you been using supplements your whole entire like journey since you were a kid?
I mean, yes and no. Definitely the protein powder growing up, obviously.
Can you remember
it's like the first things you start with,
product that you ever took? I remember the first product I ever took was creatine.
I actually started with Tren.
Okay.
Right to the top. So you started with L-carnitine? That's very conservative.
I did do the L-carnitine. Fat burners. Always fat burners.
Girls always. Xenadrin was the shit.
It was the shit. I was doing cardio kickboxing with that.
That was the one that had all the commercials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xenadrin.
Oh, so good.
When I was powerlifting as a teenager, I would take 3 Xenadrin before each of my main lifts. So 9 in one day. And I would be like insane. I'd be like, don't talk to me, Mom.
Like,
what were in those?
Ephedrine.
Yeah.
So you were just way overloading yourself on ephedrine.
Massive amounts of ephedrine. Way over the top.
Sick.
Yep.
So that's how you do it, guys.
We're just the rock stars. Yeah, we were like the original rock stars of that.
Did you ever drink Ultimate Orange back in the day?
No, I don't think so.
So Ultimate Orange was like the gangster ephedrine. That was like the meathead ephedrine. And then you had like the more like high class ephedrine was like Xenadrin, Hydroxyca, Rip Fuel, all those like pills. Yeah. Ultimate Orange was it was a tin can. It looked like a fucking old coffee can. And the ads were by Dan Duquesne, who was like the original juice pusher. And the ads were a guy that was like struggling with 315 on the bench. And the guy, Dan, being like, drink this. And him going, damn, Dan. This is like, the ad was like a comic. Was like, damn, Dan, I feel the stuff pulsing through my veins. And then he benches 330 like 5 minutes later. So he's like, look at that. You just put 15 pounds on your bench just from drinking this drink. And so every kid was like, I want to put 15 pounds on my bench just from drinking a drink. And everyone started drinking.
I'll drink 6 of them.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
all these years later,
I'd be the worst.
All these years later, Jared Wheat brought back Ultimate Orange. So he has his own Ultimate Orange formula.
It sounds like that terrible poison that we sprayed over Vietnam.
Yeah.
Orange.
It probably is.
There was only one flavor ever. It was this weird orange flavor. And it just made you crazy.
It just tasted like shrimp.
I used to drink it in 8th period woodshop. That was my last class of the day. And by the time like the period was over, my hands would be like shaking. But it would give you insane workouts.
Yeah, I
couldn't even drive my car home, but I was actually lifting it off the ground the entire time.
I've taken stuff like that back then. I love supplements, though. I love supplementation.
What kind of supplements do you like now? Still fat burners?
You know what? I haven't taken any fat burners in a while, but I think it's because my diet is so different where I'm not gaining a lot of fat. I'm just not in that mode. The supplements, I love all the stuff that you guys have. So
kissing ass a little bit today. We'll take
little
that.
Little bit.
No,
but seriously, I love the glycolog
sure
and the Anagen. I take that one. I love the Eradicate, and what's the other one? The EpiCat. I like dry hard gains, so I always want that no matter what. However, I can get that.
I feel like a lot of women are not versed, is the phrase I'll use enough, on supplementation.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct.
We did make supplements and doses specifically for women. And that's like, whenever I kind of always think it's weird when guys are like, oh, I take EpiCat. I'm like, you do? That's like the girl one. You know what I mean?
Well, I take a bottle a day.
Some people like it, some people like it. So like, then you meet the guys like you who are like, oh, I just started with Tren. Right. But those are the guys when I'm like, listen, you want to do supplements, let's just talk about what you want. If you want to go hardcore right out the gate, then you might as well just start with Methaquad. But women don't really have that option because they have to worry about like virilization symptoms and changing their faces, changing their voice.
And it does happen. I mean, there was a time when I took some stuff back in the day, and it definitely, I would say I was like roided out.
What was it?
It was Winstrol.
Yeah, Winstrol. Girls.
I was on test Winstrol and something.
Oh, you took test too?
It was like a rough. I don't even know, but I definitely was doing the most.
And how did you feel on all that?
Like my body was going to explode. I just felt like the high blood pressure. I felt the high blood pressure. I had the striations. I mean, I looked great, but my face, I could tell my face and my voice. Like right now, I can't go high pitch if I go to sing like I used to because it cut off. It was like,
yeah.
So
it made you really strong though, right?
It did. It very much did. But then also I didn't like the look. So I was like, okay, so that's not a look that I like.
So you were doing injectable tests?
No, I never did that.
You were just doing were you doing a rub-on?
Yeah.
Oh, a rub-on.
Yeah. I mean, this
so
was
were
like
you getting
a while ago.
Were you getting like anger issues or anything like that on it?
Yeah.
Really?
I was like getting pissed off in gym, and the one girl comes out. She goes, "Geez, Jess." She goes, "Lay off the roids a little." I was like, "What?"
She's like, little does she know.
I'm like, do people know what's going on? I mean, I never told anybody that, but so now everyone knows.
Well,
boom.
That was
appreciate you sharing that. But that's good. People can learn.
Look, I'd rather be real than be a liar or whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it. I didn't like the look that it gave me. So, and also too, I was still learning about diet. It was after I did my first competition. I got so skinny, and after the competition, I didn't have my coach help me throughout the process after it. So my muscles, so what I did have muscle wise was gone. And I looked so average. I had no muscle tone anymore. And so I took the Winstrol, the test to kind of like boost it and just try and get it back for a little bit. That was the reason. Mm-hmm. And I just said, look, I need to get a little bit of muscle back and I need it now. Like I can't.
How long were you on for?
I don't even know. Maybe just like 1 or 2 cycles, I think.
And would you say that it was more overall a positive or a negative experience?
I'd say it was positive. I mean, I'm not scared of steroids so long as like I know I'm not gonna lose my hair.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna look like a man.
Listen,
and that's
women can
dosage.
very safely use Anavar.
Very much, yes.
So that was my next question was
yes.
All your side effects just went back to normal over time after you quit dosing?
Just the voice box.
So
when I go to sing, it's still like
you can't hit a high.
I can't hit a high note.
But your voice is not deep.
No.
Did it get deeper when you were on?
I think it did. It started to. So I knew I had read up on a lot of things. So I already knew if something's going to start to happen, just to cut it off. Yeah. And I would just straight up stop. So I made sure that I didn't get too crazy.
Was there like a meathead guy giving you this stuff, which is usually what happens? Take this.
Yeah, it was like it was a friend that I'd asked. He was a cop too, which is great.
Of course.
And he's like, "Here, take this." But he didn't. But I was like, "Do you even know?" I mean, he knew, but I'm like, I would really do the research because I want to know I'm putting my body and how I'm gonna really respond to it.
He's like, yeah, just don't rub it on your clit.
Exactly.
You'll be all right.
You're gonna know what it's like to be a man, just so you know. You're gonna be a horn dog.
Did it make you more horny?
Testosterone.
It should have, yeah.
Let me just say, I can never fully be angry at a man because I completely get it.
See that, ladies?
Like
take
I
notes.
was.
Now imagine if that was you all the time, and then you took steroids.
And then I came to Boca.
Imagine that.
Then I came to Boca for a photo shoot, and I was all hopped up on this extra testosterone for the photo shoot, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I would fuck a goddamn doorknob. I was so.
You're like, I just can't get
horny.
up there for long enough.
I was like, Jesus Christ! I was so horny. I'm like, oh my god, is this what men really go through? I'm like, holy shit! It was just a whole nother level. And I went, oh, this makes so much sense. I totally understand the male brain now.
This is why they only think with their dick.
I totally got it though.
They don't get it though.
I totally understood. I was like, every girl should try this to this amount just to fucking understand.
I have a guy who his wife is not into fitness at all. But he got her years ago. He started administering low doses of testosterone. And he did it specifically for their sex life, and they've had a very good sex life for years. And he was just giving her very, very and she was, they're married. She was fine with him doing it.
I was going to say, what is he just like slipping it in her coffee?
Like just
no, just giving her injections. He was giving her a once a week, very low injection. I think he was giving her like 25 milligrams of Cypionate. Super, super low. And it was enough to.
But now it just but the testosterone that you take, that you would inject or whatever you do that's outside of your body, it has to be more than what you already have. You have to
but as
levels,
a woman,
right,
the levels are going to be so low.
Okay. It wouldn't matter either way. Okay.
So low.
Anything you put into a woman's system should greatly increase with that.
Absolutely. A lot of the HRT doctors.
I'm into it.
A lot of the HRT doctors now are starting to get women into like testosterone gels and whatnot.
I feel like there are definitely moments of like low testosterone, but that's the energy. But it's also expended in the gym. Since I'm there like 6-7 days a week, I feel like that's just
if you stay low T as a woman, you're not going to lose weight though.
Right. I know.
You're going to be soft and you're not going to lose weight.
I feel like I
feel like I have low testosterone.
You got to get blood work done.
Yeah.
I feel like with the epidemic, which is happening across the country of men thinking that they're like just getting old and realistically they have low T and they need to go and get checked and get a weekly injection or whatever it is. There's no doubt in my mind that, aside from maybe like high doses of growth hormone, that testosterone is like the fountain of youth for a man. That like if you get yourself at a high testosterone level at a young age and you never let it drop, then you will not experience as many of the aging effects as fast as all your friends who don't do that.
And there's one or two bodybuilders I know for a fact that are obviously on it. They've been on it forever and they do not change.
Yeah.
Just their physique gets better. I mean, however they want to like play with it. But at the end of the day, they are completely like
I feel like knowing how true that is, there's no way that some microdose or minimal dose couldn't do a very similar effect for a woman.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's more and more study coming out on it.
There has to be like a perfect dose for the woman's body, like genetically, that if you keep your testosterone above this level, you experience aging less like how men do. It just doesn't make sense for it not to work that way.
The more you see HRT like becoming a part of life for everybody, the more we'll see women that are using
microdoses
and talking about it. I think women need to talk about it. Everyone's so scared to bring it up or scared to say it or admit it, and it's like, oh, does that make me on a steroid? It's like, no, calm down. It's in your body, relax. You need it. It's just you're gonna need estrogen and testosterone at some point in some way, and then you have to constantly get a check no matter what. It's always going to fluctuate. It's like a thyroid.
I'll tell you who's actually starting to do it for women a little bit more now are their gynecologists.
Yeah.
Like more advanced gynecologists. They're trying to talk about hormone replacement for these girls.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of if the girl is going to want to do it or not. Some girls are scared, some are more forward thinking.
I think that they should be more excited about it because it's overall just going to help them out.
Yeah, that's like
in all areas.
Same thing with dudes that are like, oh, I'm afraid of needles or I don't want to go to the doctor or whatever. It's like, it's going to literally increase the quality of your life by 100
and the
minimum.
needle's really not that. I think people get so freaked out about the needle thing, but it's like, it's really not that big of a deal.
No,
it's a tiny little needle.
But you did a gel and you were fine.
I did gel. I mean, I've done.
And there's more and more gels coming out.
I've taken, what are the peptides? I've taken the peptides
with
needle form, and I had to take a few. One was for fat loss. That worked really well. And
you remember which one it was?
It was like a combo. No, I don't remember. Something with an I, something with an F. It worked. But I mean, it was a little, just a little specific fat burner. That definitely worked. It hurt, one of them hurt more than the other.
But
the needle's not that big of a deal.
There's
once you know what you're doing.
So many new things now so at the end of my career was when the peptides were coming out. SARMs were not out yet. Now SARMs are going strong everywhere. And then you have more, of course,
and people don't really know what that
companies
is.
Like ours putting out newer stuff too. I mean, there's a plethora of things for men and women.
The thing is that the SARMs and the peptides, there's so much out there and it's so confusing. And then it's confusing when you're like, oh, I have to buy the needles. Oh, I have to know what that amount is. Is that needle the right amount for what they're suggest? Like, you don't know.
You got to educate yourself the right way.
It's so much information. I remember just looking through it. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, well, what's the line? Where's my line? And then they're so expensive. You only get so much, right?
I didn't realize that you've put in the time into this the way that you have.
Yeah,
I have. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm a supplement girl. I do love subs, but I like also if I can take out supplements that are really just the bullshit subs. You know, I don't care about that. I don't want to spend money on something that's really not going to do anything for me. I want to go straight to the real stuff, the good shit. It's like anything. You know, I'm like, well, I'd rather take something that's definitely 100% and cleaner. And is just for that, you know, or what have you.
Have you stayed on top of your workouts in your transition down here?
I'm back into it now. I got a membership at a gym, so I'm doing that now. I've got photo shoots coming up, media events, so I have to get back on track. I was good about a couple months ago, and then I the whole month moving down here has been stressful. It took away, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not happy with where I'm at right now, but it is what it is. It's just that normal, you got to just do it and get back in and be patient with yourself no matter what you see in the mirror. Like yesterday, I was still struggling. I'm like, oh.
Are you training people still?
I am, yes. So I just started telling people I was training down here in Boca.
Okay.
And Miami and Fort Lauderdale, like all around.
So how can people get a hold of you for training?
They can go to my website.
Okay.
JessicaKiernan.com.
Don't be sliding into DMs.
Come on now. Don't overwhelm me in the DMs.
You probably have a lot of
I have to
crazy
accept
shit
you.
going on in your DMs, though. You have to.
I do.
Yeah.
But now on Snapchat, people used to be like, you must get all the, like the dick pics. I'm like, no, I don't. My fans and followers are actually really respectful. The guys are actually really cool. They actually will stick up for me. They'll go after someone if anyone's
So you're not getting dick pics?
I'm sure.
I'm not.
Boring.
I think a long time ago, like here and there, but on Snapchat, I closed my account to private. So you can follow me, but I don't know. And like, unless I'm following you.
What about chicks? Do you ever have chicks sending you like dirty stuff? Like
no.
Chicks that want to hook up with you?
No, never.
Damn.
Only on Facebook. There was a girl that was on Facebook that was like totally trying to come on to me and like come after me. And then she was like very hardcore. And I'm like, okay, you just need to calm down. That's not going to happen.
This is just us getting
hardcore in what way?
Yeah, of course.
Hardcore in what way? Like she was jacked?
No, she was like hardcore, like coming to like getting
trying to come take
vulgar,
very stern.
Oh, trying to come get that from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Did she look like?
She was pretty. She was really. She was hot.
So why didn't you let her get it?
I was like, hey, what's up? And then and then she got a little too like aggro.
A little too clingy.
I was like, yeah. I was like, you need to calm down there, sweetie. I don't even know who you are.
Slow down, ladies.
Slow down.
Don't be so aggressive.
Get out of
Not
my
with
inbox.
me. You can move fast with me.
Yeah, just send the DMs straight into there.
I still stand to the story, and I think people think that I'm like kidding around about it. That I've gotten way more gay shit than girl shit like over the years.
You have. I think most guys in our industry for sure.
I've gotten a lot of,
and a lot of guys in our industry are gay, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes in our industry are gay, and you wouldn't even think they're gay.
Oh, yeah.
Right up until they send you a dick pic.
Yeah. We won't talk about that one. But
I am telling you what. I found
he looks really good, by the way.
Like literally,
that's great.
Gold's Gym.
No.
He looks good.
Oh my God. When I was there, I found out some people were gay. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, they're gay together. Oh my God. I'm like, I never. I mean, you would.
It makes sense though.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
I had a dude that was like,
interesting.
No, I got nothing against it.
No.
It makes sense.
I mean, it does now that I'm older and understand fitness. The fitness business much more.
One of the strangest ones.
It's weird.
I had a guy that I'll just use the word inspiration, but he was a friend.
Inspo.
Randomly one day sent my old partner Aaron Singerman a dick pic.
Oh.
And he was like freaked out, and I was like, nah, man, he's married with kids. And he was like, dude, I have his dick.
I have it. It's
like,
right
why
there.
Why did he do that to me? And I was like, that's so weird. Why did he send that to him? Like to this day, I'll never understand it. And this dude is like a badass. Like you wouldn't think of it like
no,
that.
exactly. You're like, no, you're not gay. There's no way. And then boom. Nope, you are.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so odd.
Oh, I mean, if you send a picture of her dick to another guy, you're gay.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Like you just are.
Unless you're just being like ironically funny.
Right,
It's
like
the time
ha
of the
ha.
In which case, it's not, and you're gay.
Or either that or you got a really fucked up sense of humor.
Right.
Which most people would not share with you.
No.
It's so weird. I love it.
We were asked if you have ever dated or would ever date outside the industry, which for some reason I feel like everybody thinks that like, I'm just going to call you a fitness girl. That like you only date fitness guys.
Yeah, everyone thinks that.
I think that it's usually the opposite of that.
It is. And when I like do my Instagram stories, I say, hey, ask me a question. Of course, not perverted. Just keep it real. I get that question so much. It'll be the same question over and over again sometimes.
You know why? It's
always that question.
It's because they wanted to ask you something perverted and they were like, damn it, she said none. I guess I'll just revert back to the default.
Yep, there's always a default.
Would you ever date a guy like me?
It's like, well, maybe not you.
so then I can ask you this dirty ass question.
But the answer is yes, and I have. So I think only one time I kind of dated a bodybuilder, but not even really.
Bodybuilders usually don't make good boyfriends.
No, they're terrible boyfriends, to be honest.
Especially the serious competing bodybuilders.
They're
like
horrible.
Like
I mean,
it
sounds great at the time, but then you're like involved, and if you're like kind of at each other's apartments all the time, like he's always dirty and sweaty and nasty and leaving his like dirty ass, selfish. It's very, very. There cannot be two selfish people in a small space.
I always meet girls that like are getting really into like fitness and like either they want to compete or like model, and they'll start dating this bodybuilder guy, and they always think like, oh, he's gonna train me,
right? He's gonna be helpful. He's gonna make my shakes for me when I need them.
What he's gonna do is tell you to cook the fucking chicken.
He's gonna tell you to cook the fucking chicken. He's gonna be pissed off. And he's gonna also be more on edge because he's taking way more shit than you're taking. So
he's just gonna fuck you like a rag doll and expect you to have food ready all the time.
Yeah. That's just it's back to the caveman. I mean,
it's not really gonna work out the way you think it is.
That's what it comes down to.
No, it's very annoying. And I'm already selfish and annoying with myself, so I feel bad for if a bodybuilder's trying to date me.
All right, sorry. You're keeping it real, at least. But so that's how it should be.
Yeah, of course. So definitely, I mean, I've dated very normal people, and that's fine with me. You just have to somewhat be active. Like sometimes I do want to go to the gym, or sometimes I do want someone to go, oh, I know what you're doing. All right, you showed me how to measure this, so I'll do that for you because I'm just chilling. Like, no problem, babe. Cool, great. Just cut me some slack, cut me a break, and just fucking do it for me a couple of times, and just make my day.
Do you are you like more of somebody that likes to casually date, or are you like a long time like boom?
I've been in long-term relationships. I love companionship. I really, really do. But now that I'm single for quite a long stint, I'm starting to really, and I'm getting older. I'm going to be 37. I just feel that between the time that I've been single and now the age, I'm feeling very like secure and happy where I'm at. And I'd rather just like lightly date and do my own thing for a while, because being in the fitness industry and being fitness modeling, like that, being in a relationship has held me back from that.
Absolutely.
I've had very, very, very big problems with being in the bikini, showing my glutes, showing my arm, being half naked. Yeah, we're half naked, but I'm also a fucking fitness trainer. So yeah, I have to show off my glutes. Yeah. I have to show this off. I'm not trying to be the world's sexiest chick and try and like make everybody stare at me, but it's like, I'm showing you what you can do and what I've done. There's a reason for every post. It's a business. Mm-hmm. So it has completely stopped me, and I'm just not in that world of I want anyone to stop me.
So you dated guys that were like, I don't want you doing that?
Absolutely. I've completely had the worst experience.
Did you listen, or were you like,
I would try. I would really try, because I said, you know what? I am in a relationship. I got to give as well. So I tried to compromise. And let me tell you something, it was the hardest thing, because it still didn't matter. Anything I posted was still like, why are you wasting your time posting that? It was always something. And it not only hurt, but I mean, it pissed me off, but it hurt because it's also my passion. So these are my passions. These are my personal passions. And taking photos I love it. It's a passion of mine. I like being creative. I like doing videos. I like helping people. So if you're going to stop that, then I'm really taking away from myself. And fuck you. Yep. I'm not trying to do that to you. I'm not telling you can't go fishing or hunting or, grow your beard out, whatever. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do.
Very important advice.
So
chill
out.
Those guys, were they at the time, like when they expressed that they had an issue with any of those things, were they the breadwinner at the time? Like, were you making a significant amount less than them? Because like, I feel like
yes and no. Like there were times when I'd be making a shit ton of money. There's times when it just takes its little time or trickles, or maybe I stop for a minute. It just depends kind of. But whoever I was dating, like, yeah, they would have like their own business or something. So that's a totally different scale of like, they've had a business for 20 years or something like that, as opposed to me, to having my business and also starting in a new place and things like that. It takes a while, so you go through the
I was just curious because like most of the time,
the power structure.
Yeah. If you've got a problem with it, well then can I just stay at home?
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I can just stay at home, then yeah, sure, I have all the problems you want. But like if I'm paying the rent, motherfucker, with my bikini pictures, I think it's about time for you to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you could just get out of my house.
Yeah. Like it just was one of those things where it definitely got to the point where it just was impossible to just be myself anymore. You know, or if I'm walking down the street and everyone's staring at me, that person or people had problems with that. They don't like it. I'm like, well, you should be proud. I don't care about it. I mean, I'm not trying to like show my boobs to like all these people. I'm dressed up for you and for me, like, you know, stuff like that. I think insecurity runs huge with certain men and also, of course, women in our industry. So if you're a guy and you've got a girl, you have to make sure she's secured. She knows who you already are. And if there's signs right when you're like talking to them, meeting them, and like you show them this, you show them that, you're like, well, this is what I do. You got to be hardcore honest about it, and you got to really be honest about what you're seeing with them. They're the way that they react.
Right.
Because if any red flags come up, that's just the way it is.
There's a lot of jealousy in this business.
Lot of jealousy.
It's also just like really weird how like
so much insecurity.
A dude will get like a really hot girlfriend, and then want her to never dress like
I know.
Ever.
Makes no sense.
I don't get it.
I had
makes
that.
No sense.
My last relationship was like that. Oh my God, it was awful. I couldn't wear like even this bodysuit. This would be like a hard no.
But meanwhile,
like,
when he met you, that's who you were.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
this outfit would be like, where are you going looking like that? And I'm
Yeah.
like, excuse me? Who the fuck do you think you are telling me what to wear? This is what we're doing now. I'm like, well then I'll be out in like 5.
I've never understood that.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
No, I love it when Tara gets dressed up really sexy.
Yeah,
to
me
go to
too.
Work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit like, she's gonna be in the mall with a bunch of people walking in and out, but like, you know, it is what it is.
See, then you're confident.
Yeah.
You're very confident. There's nothing about you that has an ego about you. That's where you're so not, you know.
Well, like, and then, you know, to the next level is like, she got her nipples pierced. And then like, now she's always like, well, are you sure you're okay with me showing? I'm like, that's why we got them pierced.
You're like, that's why we have
Like,
them pierced,
pull them
honey.
things out.
Right.
Put on one shirt,
Right.
not fucking a bra and a
Well,
turtleneck.
same thing with my boobs. I got my boobs on them, and I'm like, well, they're out. They're going to be out. I'm not like,
pay this money for nothing.
I'm like, seriously,
Yeah.
what do you think over here?
If I didn't want to look this way, then I wouldn't have paid for my body to look this way.
Do you not know that I was in love with Kiana Tom back in the day? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's Jess. Okay. There she is. She's right next to Kiana Tom, just kind of hanging out. Okay. That's where I'm living.
To me, I always like err on the side of like the more risque stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
It's
if it
so
comes
great.
between like wearing,
Yeah, there's got to be a line.
I'm like, no, let's wear less.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, like, I just don't
It's
think.
so freeing to have someone that's like that, or to have people that are like, no, you
Stay
do
away
you.
from those jealous boys, girls.
You have to.
I don't think a lot of people understand that, like, the way the fitness industry works is like, well, if I looked like shit, I wouldn't be in the industry.
Exactly. Exactly. And you take pride in your look. You take pride in your look. You're one of the people that take pride in their look and who they are. And it goes from there. And shit. Can't hide it.
When I was like in the darkest point of my divorce, and I like all I was doing was drinking, and I wasn't working out anymore. I actually wouldn't even take my shirt off in my own house.
Right.
And the person that I was dating was like, you don't even like take your shirt off ever. And I said, I've been in good shape my whole life. Like it was like a big part of who I am.
Right.
And I'm ashamed of myself now.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
When I got back into shape again, it was for me. It wasn't so I could be like, everybody look at me on social media.
It's for you.
But I am going to show everybody because they know me. Right?
Exactly.
For all these years, like, guess what?
You're
I'm
out
fucking
there.
back.
Yep.
You
you're
know,
back.
and I felt very proud.
I just said yesterday, I think I made a post and put the queen is back, because on my social media, people will call me She-Hulk, Wonder Woman, or Queen. So I put the queen is back, and they're all like, queen never left. But you put that out there because if you go away for a minute, you know, with your body, with your image, with whatever's going on, because there's so many things personally going on, which I completely understand that one. You come back and you come back strong and you do it for you, but then you're like, that's right, I'm here, you know.
Power.
Everybody
there's something to say for that.
forgets that Instagram and social media is just a highlight of the good shit.
It's it.
It is just
I ain't
the
posting my
highlight.
losses.
Nope. People say to me all the
No.
time, I always crack up when people start a conversation with me by looks good on Instagram, man. Like,
Must be nice.
yeah.
Must
or
be
whatever.
nice.
Like,
I also think it's very weird when people air their dirty laundry on
Yes.
Instagram.
I think that's awful. Like to that level. It's just like calm down.
When
No one
my
cares.
ex-wife decided to go that route
I don't
in the
like
beginning
that.
of the divorce, I was like, whoa.
It's the worst. Like just shut up.
you're like, that's
No one
actually not
cares.
me. I'm
Yeah.
not that.
You're like, I don't know who that person's
Don't know
talking
you.
about. It's definitely not
But
me.
I remained like pretty quiet, and people were like, basically,
You took the high road.
she's melting down.
It's like being in front of a judge. There's you and the other person are in front of a judge. Who is the judge going to actually respond to you the best? The one that's going fucking crazy over here who looks like a jackass, or the one sitting back going, I'm just going to let that one look crazy and do that whole crazy thing. And I'm going to be the one going like, I'm really sorry that you have to deal with this.
But I melted down behind closed doors where you're fucking supposed to.
Where you're supposed to.
You know?
Yeah.
Keep shit private, people. Keep it private. No one cares about your
Everybody's got their own
like
shit.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own shit.
Everyone has their own shit. Keep it off social media. Keep it off Facebook. I hate that. Don't put your stupid memes up when you know it's about someone breaking up. How many relationships can you be in? What, are you in love with everybody? Everyone's your soulmate? Like, relax.
That's the worst, too.
Like, relax.
When you publicize fast breakups and then new relationships, I see people do that.
Oh, my God.
It's like, give it a little time first.
Yeah, give it a minute,
you're, no one's taking you seriously anymore. I have people that have already come to my head that I'm not going to say because it'll cause drama in the industry that I've watched in like a couple years, like,
so much.
4 or 5 love stories.
Oh my God, you're like,
and it's
all right,
like
already.
Pathetic. And it's people that other people really look up to.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the
it's
sad
like, yo,
part.
this is this influencer that you guys want to be like.
Yep.
Who's on his 5th love now. And there's a history of them like beating the other ones up and shit like that. Like, give me a fucking break.
It's almost
fucking
like
them over
like,
and taking a bunch of money or whatever. Like,
when I see older
like
celebrities like in their 40s or 50s and they're still not married yet, or they got married a couple times and they keep getting divorced and they're like dating people doesn't work. It's like you start thinking the older these celebrities get, you're like, so what's wrong with this one? That one must be fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah,
like, why can't she hold a guy? Why can't she keep a man? Why can't he keep like it makes you think in the same way, I feel like.
The smooth ones though, like guys like George Clooney, who everybody loves. Dude, every girl loves George Clooney. But he's known for like dating like a bazillion girls. You know?
Why wouldn't you? You're George fucking Clooney.
Yeah, that's what I always say, right?
Keep it light.
I'm like, there's no way I'm settling down, baby.
Keep it breezy.
Sorry, but I don't know if you know my name.
No one stopped him from doing anything, and look where he's at now. He kept everything light and breezy and called it a day. And when he was ready, he's like, cool, now I'm down with this.
Yep.
Do you really think, this is just making me think this, do you really think that Hugh Hefner banged all those girls?
100%.
100%.
Because he was using Viagra, so he's going to get it off.
100%.
No way he wasn't.
At least like
so.
10 of them to 20.
I always wondered if it was
like in
just
the house,
everyone.
like whoever's in the house.
If it was just for
at least 20 of them.
Publicity.
Totally.
If they're in the house,
and I think like they had to too. Like there's a thing like you have to have sex with him.
Well, why would you not?
See, I always wondered if it was like, yo, look, this is going to be part of the whole spiel.
I always wanted to meet him before he
Tuesdays,
died.
Thursdays, Fridays, those are your days.
I really wanted
and then the
to
rest
meet
of the time
him.
you do whatever you want. I feel like that.
That's so easy.
I don't honestly. There's no way that they were having like that much sex though, because there's a bunch of them. There was always like 7.
There's only one of him.
And there's one of him.
Yeah.
And even with Viagra, you're like,
there's not that much dick to go around.
No.
How big could it be?
And
So
the
I
older
think
he
that,
gets,
like,
how many times can he?
maybe if you're like the preferred one, you're getting it like
preferred.
once a week.
I don't know. I'm also thinking in my head like, yo, I'm Hugh Hefner. Even if, I get to the point where like Viagra doesn't work and there's no way to get an erection ever again, I'm Hugh Hefner. I'm just going to tell you, come over here and pretend like it's hard, bitch.
Just pretend like it is.
You're also, if you're Hugh Hefner, you're also going to be like, get out of my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys don't have that option.
I got all
That's
the money in the
such a
world.
great option.
You know what? Get out of my room.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Get
I'm
out.
about tired of you.
Yeah, I'm over you.
Make me a sandwich.
Next.
Think about that. Like you could not even have the ability to have sex with any of them and just tell them like, I don't care. You're just going to be naked and do whatever I want for however long I want because it is what it is. And they'd be like, yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a great level to be at.
Give me that opportunity. Yeah.
No one speaks bad about Hugh Hefner.
I really, truly wish I met him before he died.
Yeah.
I
he
keep
was a
saying
fucking
it, but
icon, dude.
I would go for meeting him now. I mean, shit.
I mean,
Changed the world, man.
Seriously.
Yeah.
He really did.
You can't.
He
really
opened
did.
up sex big time.
He really,
in this
really
country
did.
because Playboy came out when you were not supposed to show your boobs.
Yep.
All right. So since we're on this topic really quick, I'm just going to run something by you. I've had something in the works a little bit.
Oh, boy.
What if there was a way that I could get one of Blackstone Labs' sponsored athletes to be a porn star with 1 million followers?
There you go.
Um.
Let's talk.
Would that be groundbreaking or no?
So wait a minute.
I think most people are like, wait,
girl is
he chased
already
Braun
a porn
girls.
star.
Super well known, 1 million followers.
But like,
So here's the deal. So we've had this happen over the years. So when we started doing business with Kendra Lust, people started turning it into, what is this, a porn company now? And
right. People
and
do
I was
think
like,
that way.
dude,
Like,
I like
why?
Kendra Lust.
All
She's
he
hot, and
poses
she
like,
works out a lot.
they say like he just poses all ass pictures of these girls. I'm like, but he's just
Well, somebody today said that I only post
black dudes from
black
the hood,
guys
from the hood, which we have none,
and Insta hoes.
Yeah. What? So I'm definitely an Insta hoe.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
Well, I'm an Insta hoe then.
That's all I post. Yeah.
So you're in that camp. Now and then.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the black guys in the hood that I've been
and
fucking
Insta
building
hoes,
up. That I've been building up over here at Blackstone.
I'm pretty sure the only like black dude from the hood I can think of is Akeem, and he's not with us.
It's so interesting. So many people are such haters.
Right? Like he's from Brooklyn, so like I can't think of anybody else that's like
I've always
doesn't live in a bad part of town, right?
Even when I didn't know you.
Kian's from the country.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. People come up with the stupidest shit. I thought that was funny enough to highlight, though.
No, that's a good one.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that there was a point that I wanted to make before
we got into rambling.
See, I'll always like rally for Blackstone, but that's because I've known you guys for so long. And then when I like briefly worked for the company like with you, like it was just even better. It was just heightened. Like,
yo, we got a Mexico trip out of it, right?
I did, but it was just great. Like I felt like family. I felt it was great.
We tend to have that effect on people.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty cool. I mean, I'm not bad.
You know,
I'm all right.
No,
I'm all right.
You're
I'm all right.
I'm not. We're not saying it because you're here.
Right.
You're a very, very down to earth girl.
Yeah.
That makes. You're obviously very pretty, but that makes you a lot more attractive because a lot of these industry girls, you can't really talk to them for that long,
right, you can't.
Before they get on your nerves or they're just bitches.
And I agree. Yeah. And thank you for that because I do appreciate that is noticed and recognized.
We've had far worse guests, that's for sure.
Yeah, you just can't be like, I don't even.
We actually talked about a lot of things that I didn't expect today.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, I'm into it. I love, I told you.
I like the juice talk.
I'm
always down.
I love juice talk.
So, do you want to answer some of the questions that we skipped from last week? Or?
I honestly don't because my brain is just not where it's at. And this was actually fun, and I don't want to get into like serious stuff now.
True. Just making sure.
I'm sorry to everybody who's sent me in questions and I have not answered them. I'll answer them on the next one. I'm not traveling for a little while, so we'll do one next week. How about this?
Looks like we have about 17 for if you want to just squeeze in a strictly just us podcast on Monday or something, just to get these out of there.
Here's the deal. I'm not traveling again next week, so I will 100% do a PG and Josh get all the questions in podcast. So this one will be out this weekend, and then everyone will know. You can call me a fucking liar if I don't do it next week, but I will.
You will.
I'm just so tired, dude. Like
Run
my
down.
brain is like dead. It's so weird because I'm not like this. I don't like it at all. I told Marissa, I was like, I know that I'm a very high-strung person and I have anxiety, and some people think I'm crazy, and I kind of think that I'm crazy, but I prefer to be like that.
I like that. I'm the same way.
So for me to be like, hey, I have to lay down, that's fucking weird.
Well, yesterday I took a nap at the gym, and I haven't taken naps since I was in LA. And the only reason I was taking naps in LA is because I was so exhausted from all the running
and
around.
And because everyone takes naps in LA too.
It's like such a weird thing. It really is. It's weird. But
yeah.
I was so fucking exhausted. I'm like, oh my God. But so I come here and I haven't taken a nap in since I've been back. So it's been like a year and a half. I'm like,
it's that Florida energy.
I pass out, but I've been really tired. But I think for me, it's just I'm drained and it's from the move. I'm stressed.
Moving tires you out. Moving is right up there. I'm not even saying this to be funny. It's right up there with divorce, with like the things that really fucking stress people out.
It is. And I'm holding water from it. I can tell my cortisol levels are still high. I can tell. Like I know my body. It should have released already.
Honestly, I would rather do any amount of physical labor as long as it doesn't involve me actually having to move any of my shit.
Oh yeah, no, there is none of that.
You want me to like pull a truck with a rope? I'll do that all day before you ask me to like move my clothes.
Absolutely not moving the clothes, not moving the apartment stuff. Sucks. Someone else can do it and call it a day.
Too many shoes.
Call it a damn day. Sucks. It's the worst. I had to buy furniture.
Moving across the country is hard as fuck too.
Last time we moved,
I've done that like 85 times.
Too many times.
You know all my
ridiculous human over here.
You know my plastic shoe boxes that I have, the display ones.
Mm-hmm.
So last time I was like, I'm not fucking taking the time to take all these shoes out of here and put these boxes in other boxes. I literally just taped as many of the boxes as I could together and put them in a fucking truck. I had like 40.
Like, absolutely not.
A block of like 40.
That's pretty smart though.
It's like fuck this.
It's a really great idea. I really wish I
saved me
a
lot of time.
Oh, you know what I want to do too before we go.
Dun, dun, dun. What is going on here?
I don't even know if this is going to fit.
This is so interesting. I don't know what's going on.
So this is from Teets from the Legion.
Wow.
Here, Teets.
Send us these.
We appreciate you lacing us up. We appreciate thoroughly you lacing us up with the combat gear that you promised us at the Olympia.
Yes, very, very generous.
I'm going to make sure that I keep it at my desk so that way there anytime combative situations come up, I can be ready.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's best.
I love it. You guys.
So
I like yours more.
You look great.
You like mine more than yours?
Yeah, I think so.
I like yours more than mine.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that? Isn't that the way the world works? By the way, I still like it anyway.
Yeah.
And mine has my name on the back too, Braun. Very cool. I like when you guys send me military stuff. I think it's a very, very like sweet gesture.
I like it when you guys send me stuff. Any
just
stuff.
send us stuff.
I like free stuff.
Yeah, I really like it.
Send Justin free anything.
It's funny because the first Just PJ's hat came in the first box. So there was a small, like, $5 flat rate ship UPS box. And it said to PJ, Braun, and Josh. And I was like, oh, sweet. So I texted him. I was like, you want me to open this or you want me to wait for you? He was like, just open it. So I opened it up and it's just that hat. And I was like, I don't know why I had my name on it, but cool. And then the next day, this one came in the box, and I was like, all right.
You're like, okay.
If this one has nothing in it for me, I'm going to be extremely offended that 2 boxes had my name on it and there was nothing in them. But then I had
I thought they were coming in the same box.
I had this waiting for me when I opened it up, and I was very pleased.
Cool. It's good. It's good.
Paid for shipping twice.
Yeah.
I have large ears. I can put the straps behind.
Good. Yeah, you got to just.
Wow.
That's it.
You know
Boom.
what I'm saying? I feel like
you're such a model right
this
now.
is a good note we can end the podcast on.
Yeah, unless do you want to plug anything else before you leave? Did you get anything you needed to say out?
I mean, I guess I think I'm good. I think everyone knows where to follow me. most of Blackstone knows about me, so which is pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
We're gonna end this shit.
That's how that goes.
Like we always do, with a peace out by.